And in the past 2 years, our Amber Alert Network says we've seen a consistent number of missing people. Some of those cases span decades. As KX's William Johnson investigates, the months our children are going missing could possibly lead to answers.
2011, 2000, 1997, 1992, 1991, and in 1979, Sophia Moreno went missing.
Her case is the longest active missing person case here in the Brazos Valley. She was 16 years old when she went missing from Bryan in 1979.
Chuck Flieger has spent the better part of his career looking for the lost.
As someone who is constantly monitoring where these missing persons are, what is that experience?
I think we're doing a better job and a more consistent job on shining a light on an issue that has always been there.
And 44 years later has yet to provide any solid answer.
Are there any new details you've been able to gather about her case?
It's still an active case. She still is actively listed as missing. Certainly, again, efforts like this can help shine a light on it, remind people that she has been missing for all of these years. And the belief is that somebody out there knows something.
Something he says is true for all cases, especially for children.
Why is the reason that 13 to 17-year-olds are the biggest demographic?
It's, it could, there's any number of reasons.
Flieger says less kids were reported missing between 2021 and 2022, but the months more went missing tells a different story.
One thing that's really interesting is seeing a lot of missing persons cases around the time of student holidays. Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, and March, so you have spring break. Is that uncommon?
It could certainly feed into it, and so again, those are times typically when families gather together, and so if they're not able to gather together, there's perhaps that more of awareness.
In fact, research from the Amber Alerts Facebook page shows more than 5 kids were reported missing in March and December of 2021, as well as May, June, September, and November of 2022, each month with typically either a 3-day weekend or a week-long student holiday.
And it's important to remember that from 17 and below, in terms of missing persons, that's a missing child.
Flieger says there could be any number of reasons why it happens, but the consequences are all too common.
They're at higher risk of victimization, of manipulation, of exploitation, and so I think that again, that's why it's so important to find them.
Those who've been missing anywhere from a few days to the 6 who some have forgotten.
These cases have lasted decades. Is there ever a moment where, in your mind, you think we need to be done with these cases?
No. As far as like actively looking, no.
As he tries to warm the details in cases gone cold, William Johnson, KAGS News.
And if you think a person close to you is missing, contact the Amber Alert Network for assistance. Since their inception, they've helped recover hundreds of missing children.